Everyone, welcome in to DLLS Mavs. Mark Stein joined by the Corella-strater Bobby Corella, by Kirk Henderson, who's on loan from his own Mavs empire. We are live at the Westgate, Las Vegas. I've already misplaced the information Bobby gave me, but actually, no.
Sorry, we got the countdown to find it.
I have recovered it. Welcome to a historic show from Vegas. Your favorite guys covering your favorite team right now. The DLS Mavs podcast coming to you live from the Westgate Sportsbook at the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino, for the must-see destination for sports fans visiting Vegas. Now you can check out WestgateResorts.com. Stein, Corella, Henderson, we've changed things up today for Cooper Flagg's second Summer League game as a Dallas Maverick. Kevin Gray, the usual host in this chair, he's at the arena leading our reporting efforts. Tim Cato is there with him. They're both reporting. I'm trying to host. We'll see how I do. Gentlemen, Cooper Flagg, 31 points. You guys take it away. Just hit me. What did you see? What did you like? Kirk Henderson, you're our guest. Let's start with you.
So I was at the arena for the first half of the game, and I sat in the media section close to some fans. And the part that I think we're going to really enjoy covering Cooper Flagg for the next several years is that he is the kind of guy who silences skeptics. You look at him play, he's currently got this horrible goatee. He's got the mop of an 18-year-old's haircut with whatever's going on with the teens these days. And he just kind of looks
beard,
like
though.
a guy. No, I can't handle his goatee. It's a thing for me. But he's the kind of guy with his play, with his intensity and his effort, that he's just so strong too. Where you watch him play a couple of times, he had a near dunk finish in the fourth quarter, where Bobby and I are over here on the side watching, being silent as Mark's doing another podcast. And Bobby has to cover his mouth as Flagg goes up for a dunk, and he's going to score a body. I mean, watching this guy play in Summer League basketball can be pretty ugly, but Flagg is for his second performance, you can see the effort and elements of what's going to make him a special player. I had a great time watching him, and, while that might be his last game, I'm hopeful it's not, just so he can play again on Monday against Con Kneppel. But it's a pretty good second outing. What did you think, Bobby?
I thought it was good, man. We talked after the first game. He goes 5 for 21, and I think everyone was excited to see him go out and basically do what he did tonight in the first game. And so to see him, night one, shoot under 25% or whatever, it maybe took a little bit of the wind out of your sails, or maybe you thought, okay, is this guy as good as we think, or was I a little too high on him, or are the Mavs going to lose 1 million games this year now? Like, this guy might just be a huge bust or whatever. All of that was premature. We said it at the time. But I'm ready to say now he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't want to overreact after a bad game, but after a good game,
But you just did.
I'm reacting properly. No, he was good. He was good again. He shot with confidence. I thought early in the game it felt like he was forcing things the way he did in game one, and it looked like he was doing everything a little too quickly, and he wasn't maybe patient enough on some of these ISOs. But the second half, he just looked so much calmer, so much more deliberate, so much more under
Josh
control.
Brohammer, the Mavs Summer League coach, made what I thought is an astute point post-game and said, look, these guys get 10 fouls. They can be even more physical with him than they normally might, because I guess we have seen a player or two over the years get 10 fouls and foul out, but it doesn't happen often. So It is a lot of physicality. He's handling the ball more than he ever has. And look, he's got the ability and certainly the room to grow into it to be a playmaker, a ball handler, but he's not there yet. I mean, this is a new territory for him to some degree. So,
second straight low turnover game for him with a lot of usage. And, turnovers are one of these things that you can ignore in a game like this if it's high. If you got a guy like Nembhard, I think had 5 today. I'm going to ignore that for Nembhard. But the fact that Cooper has 3 over the course of 2 games with playing almost 60 minutes total, actually over 60 minutes in those 2 games, really speaks to just sort of his level of patience and pace in which he plays. We obviously don't want to refer to Luka Doncic too much as we talk about the 2 players, but just the ability to not get rattled with a lot of defensive pressure is really impressive to see. Because again, we're going to talk about this. We'll talk about this all summer. I know the Mavericks say that he has an opportunity to handle the ball. I'm going to believe it when I see it. I just don't think that's his best use. But still, watching him getting the ball, 6 feet out of the 3-point line and being forced to create, while I know it's not what is going to be his NBA, first option, it's still pretty impressive to see him actually do it and look natural with it. I was pretty skeptical coming into the draft where he's saying, I want to be a small forward, not a power forward. I know the NBA is positionless basketball now, but I'm really on the up and up.
It's funny that you say that because when I've talked about him to Mavs people, and I told them, I was with some Mavs people last night and said to them the same thing I said on our last show. I do not watch college basketball. Not top level. Unless my Cal State Fullerton Titans are involved, I ain't watching. So I didn't watch Cooper Flagg at Duke, no matter how huge and massive the games were. I just didn't. So just these last 2 games are really like the first time I've locked into him for a whole game, and he's just so big. And I said, and he's so big for his position. And the response was, well, what's his position? That's the way they're looking at it,
yeah.
that he doesn't have one, that he's going to be able to play 1 through 4 in the NBA. And I just think next season, because you're not going to have Kyrie for 50 games or more, they want to put every ball handling option on the table, whether that's some spot minutes for Nembhard, whether that's Brandon Williams getting his shot, whether it's D'Lo starting, whether it's the knife going back to point guard. Can Cooper Flagg, they have to consider every conceivable option because they're in a tough spot for at least 50 games.
It's a little or today, whatever. I don't know what time it is. It's Vegas. The game that we just saw was a good example of what can happen if you kind of throw him in the deep end. Because at the end of the night, yeah, he had 31 points. He was unbelievable. But in the first quarter, the Spurs were just, oh my God, they were flying everywhere on defense. It was unbelievable. Carter Bryant was all up in Cooper's business and forced him into this. He tried to make a real tight crossover move to get past him on the right wing, and he dribbled it so hard with his left hand that it just went right through his right hand out of bounds, and it was a turnover. And all of that ball pressure, it wasn't just bothering Cooper. I mean, Nembhard tonight had 5 turnovers. I mean, everyone was coughing it up all night. It's Summer League, and no team in the regular season outside of the final couple minutes of the game are probably ever going to apply that level of pressure. This is a unique Summer League situation. But, my concern is not just limited to Cooper for this reason. It's limited to it extends to the entire team. Whenever you don't have any point guards, all teams have to do is just get up in everyone's airspace, and suddenly possessions can just be wasted. And so that's why I put such a premium on playmaking and ball handling and getting things organized, because you have to get the ball moving somewhere toward the basket or toward the corner or whatever to generate a good shot, and you only got 24 seconds to do it, and it was taking the Mavs 15, 18 seconds just to get inside the 3-point line tonight. So, I'm all for the Cooper experiment, figuring out what position he is, but I'm a little anxious about saying he's a 1 right now. I think maybe he becomes a 1 through 4, but I think right now he's a 3 or 4, and I think that's okay. I think that's great.
So I'm a big draft prospect guy. I just like following these players. So I started to be aware of Flagg when he was about 15. Coming into this college basketball season, there was still some doubt as to whether he was a lock at number 1 overall. over the past 3 years, he's reworked his offense. And if you can find videos of him 3 years ago, and his shot just looks very different. He's evolving at kind of a rapid pace. So putting a ceiling or being upset about any of his offensive games seems a little silly, because as recently as 3 calendar years ago, he didn't have much of an offensive game.
Yeah. He's a
teen. He was a defensive prospect. And I find it very interesting to me that for the past 2 games, we have focused almost exclusively on his offense, when what he brings or what he has brought to kind of the conversation the past several years is this is a Draymond Green level impact team defender. And we don't really get to see that very much in Summer League because we're just not watching it as closely. And plus, everybody's just kind of doing weird stuff. But I'll tell you what, Flagg doesn't get targeted on defense. He rotates and moves like what I think it's called the Xenomorph from the Alien movies.
Thankfully, you didn't say Dirk.
He just appears on defense.
I thought he was going to say Dirk, Mark.
I really just get a kick out of watching the guy play, because it's, I've been a Mavs fan going back to 98, and I've gotten to watch 3 wildly different basketball players, like superstar level players that each bring something different to the court. And Flagg just, if you're not excited about Flagg, then what are we doing here?
Dude, he's a maniac in transition. Yeah. And I'm trying to think, obviously we just saw Derrick Jones Jr. in a Mavs uniform, and he was a complete menace in the open floor. But Cooper, I don't know if he's already at this level right now, but just due to his sheer size and speed and explosiveness and his confidence and fearlessness, like, he has the chance to be like a LeBron, Giannis type force in the open floor, where a simple defensive rebound turns into a dunk in like 3 steps. I mean, that kind of stuff is just, it's game breaking, So even if half court offense is never like an A+ on his report card, he is going to impact games offensively just because he's such a freaking athlete.
You guys are being so mature and reasoned.
I just said he's going to the Hall of Fame.
That's true.
Yeah, well, I forgot that. I'm old, so I forgot that part. That was at the beginning. That was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're hosting. You got a lot going on right now.
I mean, Mark, we have to be excited about something. And the Mavericks made 8 field goals in the first half, and it was like watching that part of the game. The Mavericks couldn't get the ball past the volleyball line for a significant portion of the second quarter. So the fact that we're this excited about a game where really the Mavericks were not in the game. They were done from about the start of the third quarter on.
People in Dallas are tired of being miserable.
Yeah.
They don't want to be miserable anymore.
Yeah.
They want to be excited about something. And look, he's so young. I mean, he's 11. If he's born 11 days later, you can't even draft the kid.
Right.
So it's like you can see his ball handling is not all the way there yet, and his strength doesn't yet match the size, but it shouldn't.
It's pretty impressive.
He's barely draft eligible.
Look at Giannis's body whenever he was a rookie.
Yeah,
he was a rail.
Yes, and you look at him now, and like he's just a man mountain. So yeah, I mean, he has so much room to get better. It's got to be tantalizing.
Yeah.
There was a couple plays tonight where he had the ball on the wing. There was one in particular that was really impressive. It was the spin move into an and one layup, and it was really nice. But there was one later than that in the first half where he takes it on the left wing and just goes left-hand dribble. He might have taken 2 dribbles. He might have got from 3-point line to the rim in 1. I don't know. It's Summer League, so no one really follows the rules out here. But he just warded off the defender completely with his body. Like, he kept the ball way out here with his left hand, and defender had no chance of getting into the ball, and he goes up and shields with his body, and he's 6'9", 220 or 230 or whatever. Like, no one has a chance to get to that ball, and he finishes with his left hand. Like, it's just so easy.
All right, let's get our first break because I'm trying to keep this thing organized, trying to live up to the standards of Super Kevin Gray. And Super Kevin Gray and Tim Cato are on their way back from the Thomas and Mack. They'll be with us soon, but let's get our first break and lots more of DLLS Mavs to come.
First, let me tell you about Mando. It's hot out there. It's really cold in the casino, but you step outside in this place, you're about to melt. And when you melt, you sweat. And when you sweat, and I need you to pay attention to this, it ain't just your pits, fellas. Okay, it's your entire body from head to toe. It's your neck. It's underneath your man boobs. It's your belly button. It's your butt, your balls, your butt crack, your grundle. Everything all the way down to your tippy toe is going to stink. Our friends at Mando, though, will get you smelling right now. It's safe to use anywhere on your body. Doctors and clinical tests realize, man, BO comes from everywhere. It's not just your pit. So if you want to smell right and keep that sweat under control, Mando is what you need to use right now. Mando Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. Comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code DLLS at shopmando.com. Support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. Today's DLS Mavs postgame show is coming to you live from the Superbook at Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. It is so much fun in here. There's about 7,000 screens right behind me. Right on the other side of the camera, we got another half dozen or so. It is sports nirvana out here, sports paradise. It's your home for legendary Vegas fun. After the postgame show, if you're watching, if you're in Vegas, you were at the game, come to the sportsbook. Come hang out with us here at the Superbook. They got state-of-the-art LED displays with 4K resolution, 63.2 million pixels, and more than 4,200 square feet of digital space. It was recently voted the best sports book in Vegas. It is a must-see destination for sports fans in Sin City. It is a blast hanging out here. I've had a whole lot of fun. For the must-see destination for sports fans visiting Las Vegas, check out westgateresorts.com and come visit the Superbook today.
On we go.
On
Segment
we
2.
go.
We're ready. Stein, Corella on loan from Mavs Moneyball. We got Kirk Henderson joining us. Super Kevin Gray and Cato will be back from the Thomas and Mack shortly. I have confirmed this was Cooper Flagg's last appearance in the Summer League. He is not scheduled to play Monday. Goes out with a monster 31 points.
Oh.
Everyone's going to focus on. Well, no, I don't want to say whatever. You got, what's your big takeaway? The 3-ball didn't quite drop the way he wanted to. I mean, if we were going to nitpick, I guess we could look at that. I'm not terribly worried about that. I think all things considered, he acquitted himself very, very well with the eyes of the basketball world on him. Obviously, both teams they played were loaded up, defensively prepared to throw everything they could at him. But I think today he had all the right responses.
I just finished writing just a gamer because I contractually have to. And one of the things that I was...
You don't love writing?
Writing about Jamarian Sharp has its limits.
He clearly doesn't know how much I love Jamarian Sharp.
Well, just what
that memo clearly.
I don't know how much you love him either.
Not to bag on the guy, but he had another tough game, and Flagg hit him with a couple of nice passes that the guy just couldn't catch and complete. And so you're watching some of the open court Flagg, and you can't help but daydream. What happens when he has the opportunity to pass to Anthony Davis? To throw the ball nicely over the rim for Derek Lively. There's just there's some there, and that's where for the rest of the summer it's July. We got August, September, and then a few days in October before we really get to we're going to be wish casting, thinking about how this team is going to assemble and play on the floor. And so to answer Mark's question, I think he acquitted himself well enough. Do I think that it will impact the Mavs? Let's just say like the Mavs win total. Bobby and I were talking about that, and I think you guys might talk about that a little bit later.
I'm running down that here in a second.
And so it's I think no. I think there's just going to be enough skeptics when it comes to Flagg's game because people can't help themselves unless you're like a generational like super freak athlete or you bring something weird to the table like being 7'7" like Wemby. So that's just sort of where I sit at the moment. I mean, I'm very pleased, and I would hope that Mavs fans can find a way to get excited about this. I mean, I think it's perfectly reasonable to still be frustrated about last season while looking ahead to the next one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think for Cooper, the areas of improvement, the opportunity areas, right, are very evident. Sometimes he's driving, and I think he looks like he thinks the guy's there, he's not, or he's going to pick up his dribble or turn his back to the rim or something. Like some of those things, I think with reps and with film and all that stuff is going to clean up quite a bit. The 3-pointer in game 1, it didn't look good. I think he airballed a couple. He hit 3 in this game, and that's pretty good. You go 3 for 9 from 3 every game. I'm very happy with that as a rookie. The passing was interesting. There were he made a couple nice lob attempts, and kind of trying to find roll men or low men, dunker spot guys in game one. And Moussa Cisse couldn't reel a couple in. And tonight there was a really nice kick out pass. I forget who he kicked it out. He drove from the left side. Legler mentioned it. Tim Legler is such a goat, by the way. He's calling this stuff out like in real time. And it's like, dude, you are such a ball knower. But Coop is driving left on the left side of the floor, and there's a shooter right, and he draws the defender in and fires that pass cross court from the corner to the opposite wing. And it's a simple pass in that a dude is wide open and you're not having to break down the defense, but it's a complex play because you are the one that is bending the defense, right? Like, he's putting the ball on the floor, applying rim pressure, drawing help, diagnosing the situation, and making the read. That's not the play. He's just making something happen with the ball. And he did that a few times. So finding shooters and finding roll men, dunker guys, like, that is pretty advanced level stuff. And if he doesn't develop one iota beyond that this year, that's still a huge victory, because there are a lot of guys that can't make that play. We were sitting around as the Mavs are going to the conference finals a few years ago thinking, man, what if Dorian or Reggie Bullock could ever do anything like that? And now Cooper's 18 and he can already do that, in addition to all this other stuff on offense and defense and in transition both ways. So, yeah, I mean, dude, he's 18. This is the worst he'll ever be. Like, this is the worst he's ever going to be.
No. That's fair. I mean, again, we can sit here till we're blue in the face and say, don't overreact. Everyone's going to overreact. It's just everyone wants to make judgments, and that's why we love sports, because pleading for rational calmness and patience, nobody wants to do that.
I don't want to overreact about Cooper Flagg, Mark, but where are we? Where's the panic meter on Ryan Nembhard? Stop me. This is like no panic. This is all the way panic. Stop me whenever we get.
You're way too far already.
Okay. No panic?
He was your favorite player 24 hours ago.
I know, and now it's like, should they move on? Should they cut him?
Is this what he's always like? Maybe I don't notice it from sitting 2 seats over. But I'm always next to him on the other side. It's like you're a different person today. Oh, my goodness, Cato's here. Oh, my goodness.
I moved different after a loss, Mark. You know this.
Especially to the Spurs.
Yeah, no, Nembhard today was, 1 for 10, 7 assists, 5 turnovers.
Maybe it's our fault.
Maybe.
We brought him in, live guest, and we jinxed him.
The kiss of death.
I hope that wasn't it.
Well,
let's let our guest.
Well, you don't want to make this a Spurs podcast.
Acquit us.
I don't want to make this a Spurs podcast, but it just color me annoyed that not only do they have Victor Wembanyama, they now get Dylan Harper, who is a man. He played, and then Carter Bryant, who was a wall. That was not fair to a certain extent to a guy like Ryan Nembhard, who has to deal with that sort of pressure and not having any other outlet other than Flagg that I felt comfortable watching him pass to, because there were a couple of instances where you could just see any Mavericks ball handler did not want the ball. And so having to play against sort of that kind of defensive pressure and thinking about what those two fellas are going to do on a Spurs team that just quite candidly, as far as I see it, has no excuses left. They have a talented team and with right position. And so it bothers me because I have like a spiritual hatred of the Spurs going back, what is it, 40 years?
I mean, to the ancient times.
Right. So it's, that was just a part of the game that was really
more like
with
30,
me.
but we get your point.
Yeah. And
not quite
but
40.
Nembhard was fine. That game, Dallas looked out of it from the start, and when shots weren't falling in that first half, the fact that the Mavericks made it within a single point was pretty impressive. Again, like 4 made field goal, or I think they had 2 in the first quarter and then 6 in the second quarter. They really only had 4 made field goals for the first 15 minutes of game action. It was pretty rough stuff. So
yeah, the Harper chase down block, I don't know if it counts as a chase down, but in my opinion, it was on Nembhard was unbelievable. I mean, he had to do like a neo move midair to avoid hitting his face on the rim.
Well, he and then now he's going to fit on Stein's regular, or is it Stein and Lowe? You guys like lefties?
Yeah, every August right around a little bit before August 15th is International Left-Handers Day, and I always come out with my all lefty team. And look, Harper has a distinct advantage because this is now where I'm going to get all nostalgic and sappy on you guys. Ron Harper was on the first team I ever covered.
Oh, wow.
I covered Ron's whole career. and one of the most interesting characters, and I think you see that now in his
Passionate man.
in his Twitter persona that I ever covered. And so to have his son in the same state, the Mavs Spurs rivalry is never going away. Bobby Carella will never let that happen.
I need to escape.
To see the lefty Dylan Harper. I mean, and it's funny because, teams thought, are the Spurs going to draft him? They don't need him. They've got Fox. They've got Castle. They don't need him. But they were like, no, this guy's too good. We're not going to listen to fit concerns. We're going to take him. And, yeah, I mean.
He had the lefty obviously lefty, but it was the finish at the end of the first half, the end one that he made, where the way I was sitting was back to, you could see he was going downhill from where I was sitting. And that was like, there aren't that many guys in the NBA that can make that kind of play. So when you see just that level of athleticism paired with touch along with decision making, it's very frustrating as a Mavericks fan. As an NBA fan, you get excited watching.
Emotionally, the Spurs inspires the same reaction with you as it does for Bobby.
Oh, still to this day,
hate them. Hate them.
Yeah,
I don't wish them well.
Right.
I do wish them badly.
See, me as a as an impartial soul, like I mean, I've covered all the Spurs championships too, so it's like I
That's too bad.
Now that those players, now that so many of those guys are retired, I can admire them from afar, but it still evokes this sense of just when it comes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think Dylan is probably, we're in Vegas. I'm in the mood. Dylan is probably minus 10,000 to win Lefty Rookie of the Year in the Mark Stein Sportsbook. But it's going to be really tough for him to ever make the team. He plays on the same team as Fox at the same position. Are the Spurs a team after your own heart?
Are we sure? I mean, would they have you want to play what if? Would they have traded for Fox if they knew they were going to get the second pick in the lottery and draft Harper? I suspect if this was a Spurs show, we would be doing that about 3 times out of every 5 shows.
Yep.
Because I'm not sure the answer would be yes. So it's gonna be real interesting to see how they balance that all.
Harper Castle looks like those two are, dude. They got size, they got skill, they got strength, athleticism. That's gonna be a problem for a long time.
And the way I do the all lefty team is I only pick 6 guys. I pick the starters like the All-Star ballot, 2 in the backcourt, 3 in the front court, 1 6-man. So I only pick 6 lefties every year. And to be the 6-man, you actually have to be, you have to start fewer than 41 games. So I'm pretty strict on it. Yeah, it's a tough team to make. And
Give me some odds, man.
I do hear complaints from lefties that don't make it. Because it is prestigious. All right, are we ready, Tanner?
We got another minute or two.
We have a minute.
Do the Mavs have any lefties on the NBA team?
Kyrie Irving is spiritually left-handed.
I mean, that's the
I
thing.
think
When
he's like jealous of
when
lefties,
he
I
made the runner to beat Denver 2 years ago, I was like, I might have to put him on the team just for that, because that was
one of the coolest shots.
That was the
year.
shot of the season.
Yeah.
That season.
It really was.
I mean, and as good a buzzer
The last
beater,
time we were happy.
as good a buzzer beater as I've ever seen in person. I mean, that was.
You were there for that one.
Yeah,
Man,
that was
over Jokic and everything.
That was really hard to describe.
I was up top in between Machine and Isaac Harris, and it was a spiritual experience, even from section 4,000. I can only imagine courtside.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm so lucky. I always say how lucky I am to have the seat I have, but for moments like that, and I actually had my son in the building taking pictures for me that day. So it was.
Oh wow!
There were a lot of good things happening that afternoon. All right, we're gonna take the break now because Cato is in the house. Kevin Gray just got back. Kirk Henderson, it is great to have you with us.
No.
The impresario of Mavs Moneyball.
Look, I've been reading you since 2002.
Oh, my
goodness. So it's pretty incredible to be on a podcast with you. It's pretty neat.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, man. All right, let's get this break, and let's bring the guys in. They are freshly back from the arena. Much more DLLS Mavs to come.
First, let me tell you about Branded Bills. Whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, Branded Bills has you covered with performance and style. Looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd? They also offer some customizable options. They've got you covered with the best custom headwear. Start your order, and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel you need, including potentially something that resembles right over there. Something potentially on the way.
Sorry, I was dialed into a message.
DLLS headwear, potentially. They have a partnership with 40 colleges as part of their campus collection, including TCU, Texas Tech, and now Texas. Longhorns fans, rise up. Head to brandedbills.com and use code BBDLLS. Again, BBDLLS at brandedbills.com for 15% off your first order. Also, we're in Vegas right now, but you could come to Las Vegas this November with our Cowboys crew. We're heading to Las Vegas with True Fan Travel for the ultimate fan experience. DLLS is taking over the Strip for an unforgettable weekend in Las Vegas, and you need to be there. Join us as the Cowboys take on the Raiders on November 17th. That's Monday Night Football at Allegiant Stadium. This all-inclusive trip includes a 3-night stay at a luxury Las Vegas resort, game tickets, VIP parties, exclusive events with the DLS crew and fellow diehard fans, including Clarence Hill. He's going to be out here. If you want to keep up with Clarence bar for bar, hey, you better be on your A game and much more. This is how Dallas does Vegas. Book now at truefantravel.com. Again, truefantravel.com.
All right. We are on to segment 3. We have the full squad back together. We've got our veteran Mavs reporter and insider, Kevin Gray. He's with us now at the end of the table. We got Cato, longtime Mavs scribe. He's here as well. Our seating alignment is completely out of whack.
I believe I'm the host.
No, I'm the host.
I'm the host.
We're breaking the
Stein
rules.
is clearly the host.
We've tweeted to the world that we
got Kevin, Tim,
Coming
Bobby,
up on this segment,
we're
going to talk about Cooper Flagg.
We did a
I'm
poll.
so excited to get the opinions of my.
All right, KG, stop.
We did a poll and everything. We told everybody that I'm hosting.
Is that
I did
another
see the poll.
super chat?
So,
Let's go.
What's the audience like? People hyped? People excited?
Yeah.
it's funny.
Are people hyped and excited?
There is a lot of energy in the chat today.
Whenever there's a
I
show
clearly
that
have missed
somebody
something.
asks how the audience is, it always something happened in that episode.
Yeah.
I'm late. I show up in the third segment. What's going on in chat? Oh, nothing. We're good.
Nothing. We're cool.
You guys
We
just
don't
never
wanna
wanna
know,
tell
buddy.
me. All right,
Yeah.
but forget all that. Gentlemen, you guys were in the arena. I'm going to start with our Mavs insider, Kevin Gray.
I like that.
Paint a picture for us of what the atmosphere was like for Cooper Flagg Act 2 in a Mavs Summer League uniform.
A little more tempered than what it was on Thursday night. I think to be expected a little bit with it not being a primetime game, a little bit obviously in the game in the afternoon. But there was still a little bit of a buzz in the air. Dylan Harper made his Summer League debut with the San Antonio Spurs. A lot of folks were anticipating the Cooper Flagg Carter Bryant matchup to see how that would go for Cooper Flagg. And Carter Bryant had some real moments against Cooper Flagg, defending him in this game. But several Mavericks, the entire Mavericks front office was in the building today, including President and General Manager Nico Harrison. He was there sitting alongside Jason Kidd, along with the newest assistants, Popeye Jones and Phil Handy. So had a chance to actually talk with Phil Handy.
You got your Phil Handy interview? Are you happy?
Not
or
an interview.
At least your conversation?
Yes, got my conversation with Phil Handy in.
You registered your glee about his arrival?
I was very excited. I had a big smile on my face when I shook Phil Handy's hand and welcomed him to Dallas, him and Popeye Jones as well. So the full Mavericks front office contingent was in the building today. The player contingent included Brandon Williams, Olivier Maxence Prosper, Caleb Martin was also there, and had a chance to talk to Daniel Gafford after the game.
He signed, right? He signed his deal?
He signed his deal here in Vegas. He
did?
He did. He put it up on his Instagram not too long ago.
Nice.
So he's very excited about his new deal, and is feeling good.
3 years, $54 million?
3 years, $54
You guys are good with that? Tim Cato, you good with that number?
Yeah. Why would it? Yeah, it's a
I'm
good
just checking,
number.
just taking the temperature. I'm trying to involve the whole group.
I
think
think passing the rock. You're getting us
Trying to
organized, Mark.
Trying to
I think-
Yeah.
I think it's a very reasonable price for Daniel Gafford and what he brings to the NBA.
And he was
Klay Thompson was not here.
Klay Thompson
has been otherwise occupied. He's not here.
He
busy.
revealed some news of his own today on Instagram, apparently confirming his relationship
with Meg the Stallion. Marstein, do you know who Meg the
I
Stallion
do.
is? You do?
I do.
You do know? Okay.
You know any
okay.
songs?
I do not know any song. I mean, I did like what was the commercial she did? Amazon or eBay or I remember that.
I don't know. Do you? Do you, Tim?
I love her song WAP, which I believe stands for White American Prospect, referring to, of course, Cooper Flagg.
Cooper Flagg.
I see what you did there,
Was
Cato.
fantastic.
If only that's what that meant.
Is that
It
the
is what it means.
If only
Is
that's
that
what
the
that
headline of the day? Is that the news of the day in Mavs land?
that Clay is dating
Yeah.
Meg the Stallion?
Yes.
I don't think so. It was faded, though, ever since he joined the Mavericks, and now he's dating someone named Stallion.
Ooh,
It's just obvious.
Wow. Okay, so
But wasn't
it's
that-
all a
didn't she-
marketing
Okay,
ploy.
Cato,
Yeah.
I see you 2 for 2.
Didn't
Okay.
she post a picture that Clay was in and that kind of gave it away?
Allegedly,
The
that was
Twitter
Clay, but-
investigator-
That's called a soft
were-
launch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then today we got the
Yeah, you guys
hard
gotta
launch.
explain-
Cato's
me
on
that
fire
they're-
today. Soft launch. Look at you, man. Good for
But
you.
today it's like confirmed. It's like
yeah, Clay put it out in his own
announced,
Instagram.
team
yeah.
announcement.
Well,
press release.
do we know that person was Megan Thee Stallion?
Yes.
How?
Just know it was.
Okay.
Physical features.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely Meg the Stallion for sure.
All right.
So yeah, Clay broke the internet, confirming that relationship. But no, I thought it was a really cool atmosphere once again. I will say, and Tim, you know, this is old hat for you, but this being my first summer league, it's weird because I was getting ready for the game, and as I'm walking through the tunnel, I turn to my right, and all of a sudden, Cedric the Entertainer walks by me, and I'm like, "What's up, Ced?" Like he's walking in with Steve Ballmer. So sitting in front of us in quote unquote celebrity row, you have Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Ballmer, Mark Cuban, Allen Iverson, and Ace Bailey, all sitting in the same row together. So as a basketball junkie and nerd, having Allen Iverson sitting 6 inches away from me was kind of surreal, knowing how illustrious Allen Iverson's career was. So another fun, special day as far as Summer League was concerned. But to the matter of the game, Cato, because Cooper Flagg was much better today, especially shooting the ball as the game went on. What'd you think?
I'm a little bit confused why you're asking. Thought that's the host's job.
That's your job. I'm asking.
I think it's Stein's job.
I'll
to
pass
ask
it.
It's
me
fine.
how-
He
Oh,
pitched-
my bad.
He
I'll pass
pitched
it.
it back
I
to you.
just
It's all
skipped.
good.
I hit a skip
You guys,
pass.
you
Skip
guys,
pass
you guys
overtime,
were
my
both there,
bad.
so it's fine.
Cooper
It's fine.
Flagg, my good friend Austin Garuya tweeted this. He has a main character syndrome.
Mm.
And I really think that's what today was. We've been saying this, that Cooper is NBA ready from the jump. He's going to make winning plays. You just play him enough minutes, like he's going to find a way, one way or the other, to, you know, blow by somebody and get a dunk, to get a fast break, alley-oop, to, you know, contested rebounds, to run the break. There was just so many good things that happened because of, you know, like coming from Cooper. You know, he was the best player on the court. Not a lot of the rest of the Mavericks Summer League players really showed up today. You know, I heard Kirk talking about the Spurs defense. That was absolutely a part of it. But Cooper, you know, there was a couple moments where early in the game, Carter Bryant forced him into some tough shots. I thought my favorite play of the game from Cooper was when he had the ball at the top of the key and he drove left on Carter Bryant and was able to get a left-handed layup. That's perfect.
It's a tough finish.
Yeah, that is the, you know, that is processing the game, adjusting in the middle of, you know, of a game and learning and growing from it. And it's just awesome. You know, so Josh Brockhammer, the
Brohammer. Come on, guys.
There's a G
Brohammer.
in there.
I'm pretty sure it's Brohammer.
Okay. He talks
Silent G.
Silent G. You're right. That's
Like
on me.
lasagna.
Yeah. You're right. I knew that. It was, you know, just off the dome. But he talked about how he thought the Mavericks were, you know, the ball movement and, you know, was pretty static early on in the game. And what he thought the team got better on as the game went along was there was more actions, more quicker actions, more movement. He talked about, you know, and kind of this whole thing. He was talking about the whole team, but then he got asked specifically about Cooper. And he also talked about Cooper and the way that freed him up to be able to drive off, you know, closeouts and, you know, be able to set picks and, you know, be the roller and just, you know, the idea that Dallas was able to put him in different spots. That, yes, they came into Vegas with the idea that they're going to try him at point, and because that's what Vegas is for. It's for experimenting. It's for trying different things. But, you know, as this game went on and as we saw him get unleashed, it definitely was Cooper just kind of in chaos. Cooper in flow action and flow offense, just finding his spots. And that's the thing. He's so good that he's going to find spots. Like, there was never any doubt about that. So, I think the Mavericks got good data points on Cooper against set defenses, and I thought early in the game, that's when he was taking some tough long twos that just weren't aren't shots that is going to be his bread and butter once you get to the NBA. The other thing I really liked about his performance is that he had mistakes in there, fixable mistakes. Stuff that like I'm watching it and I'm like, he's going to get better at that. He's going to get a lot better at that. There's times his handle was a little bit loose. At one point I believe it was late in the third quarter, he shot a 3 when his defender went under a screen, and he didn't get his feet set. Like he didn't get his feet right. He didn't have like a fluid, stop, rise. All of the energy is going through his. Looked like the ball was a little bit too far out in front of his head. That's a mechanical thing that is fixable. It's just a matter of reps. It's just a matter of being a full-time professional basketball player. And over the next few years, those are things he's going to iron out. Those are things he's going to get better. So he was the best player on the court. And I could see areas where it's like, in a couple of years, you're going to be getting that right. Like that's not going to be an issue. It was the 3-pointer that went long and grazed off the backside of the rim for anybody who's trying to call it up in memory, and that's awesome. And he's 18. This is not a polished junior from college who has had a few more years. He's pretty much going to be the youngest player in the NBA next season. I think he's just going to be the youngest player in the NBA next season, and so for him to have even more development and growth, and already be this skilled and talented, to have this type of main character syndrome. That's awesome. Like he is a stud.
Two things stood out to me as far as these 2 games are concerned, and one just immediately jumps off the page with him. He is willing to go catch bodies. Like this was the second game in a row where he tried to put somebody on a poster to have a strong finish at the rim. He does not lack confidence when it comes to driving in the lane. And I think one of the things that, as his jump shot continues to get more consistent, he shot the ball better today, had a couple of back-to-back threes that he hit. The ability to get out in the open floor in transition. He had a beautiful alley-oop dunk that he finished from Ryan Nembhard in transition. That is what jumps off the page immediately for me is the athleticism, the ability to get downhill, the drive that he had going downhill to finish at the rim with a dunk. My man is no short of confidence when it comes to wanting to mix it up in the middle of the lane. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun for me to watch for him, is just the continued refinement of his ability to get to his spots, but also he is a freight train when it comes to getting out in transition, but also putting the ball on the deck and willing to go initiate contact to try to finish at the rim.
I loved that pass from Ryan Nembhard. I remember when he came on our show yesterday, we told him, hey, you should look for Cooper Flagg. He's like pretty good at throwing down alley-oops. And I remember his response was so genuine and so surprised. Like, he just hadn't ever considered that. And so, like, I'm glad that we are able to give back to the basketball community as a show.
Let's hit the super chat before break, Mark.
You want to do that? I was going to save it for the 4th segment. You want to do it now? We can.
Well, how much time do we have?
We can. I'll do the
3
super chat
minutes?
now.
All right.
It's 3 minutes? Gotcha.
So let me read it, because I think it's directed toward you. So I want to get your response.
Go ahead. You read.
So this is from Cameron T the third, or Cameron not sure. $4.99. Thank you for the super chat. Any team that trades Zach Collins, Trey Jones, and 2 firsts for Fox, no matter who's on the teams. This is in response, I'm presuming, from your basically like forecasting. Would they have still done it if they knew that they'd get Dylan Harper?
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're going to turn around now and trade Fox. We don't know what the long-term plan is for the Spurs. My hypothetical that I posed was, would the Spurs, knowing what they know now, and of course they didn't know. They couldn't have known that after winning the lottery as recently as 2023 to get Victor Wembanyama, they couldn't have known they were going to win the next lottery or win this lottery and have the chance to take Harper at number 2. But I do think it's a fun and fair discussion. If the Spurs would have known that, would they have done the Fox trade? Fox wanted to go to San Antonio, and he and Rich Paul steered themselves to San Antonio, and the Spurs were skillfully able to get that trade done without giving up Castle, without giving up anybody that they really deemed part of their future core. But it was a question that a lot of people were asking in the build-up to the draft. a lot of wishful thinking from other teams trying to pry the number 2 pick away from San Antonio because they wanted to get up there and get Harper. Philly had 3 and tried to get up to number 2 because they wanted to get into the Harper range, but the Spurs were adamant, we are taking Harper. But it is fair to wonder how Harper, Castle, and Fox are going to fit as a backcourt trio. Does it fit for the long term? And, again,
that's a good problem to try to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great problem to have.
It's not dissimilar to what Dallas is doing right now. I watched this game from the stands, met up with a couple people I know with various NBA teams. I will say, like, consistently over this trip in Vegas, when I am talking to people from other teams, one of the most common questions is like, is this really the rotation they're going into next season with? Like, how are they going to sort this out? Which player is there is an assumption, or certainly there are people in the NBA when they look at the Mavericks roster, they just assume that there's going to be a consolidation trade happening at some point. But Dallas just added Cooper Flagg. They didn't get a lot of time. I mean, they got 34 minutes with a mostly healthy team. And so if they go into next season and they just want some more data points, they want some more information, even if they know it's coming, certainly if people around the league look at this roster, look at this team, and think that there is going to be something coming, it's just going to make sense, but they can go into next year and they can see and they can get a little bit more info and decide which way to go. I think San Antonio is kind of in a very similar situation. I think at some point, one of those 3 guards is probably going to be somebody that they move on from. But right now, there's no harm because everybody's young and because you haven't seen them all together and you don't know, exactly how quickly Dylan Harper is going to be, hit his, you don't know how quickly he's going to adjust and be good or even great. But I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think both teams are certainly in that sense in a pretty decent situation where they're going to have a lot of options. A lot of flexibility to be able to go and potentially move on.
You and I are always aligned on this one. You can't have enough ball handlers in the modern NBA, so maybe that's their approach. I mean,
it's true. One of them is going to come off the bench, though. We'll see how that sits with them until they get traded for Giannis.
All right, let's grab our last break here on DLLS Mavs live from the Westgate Superbook in Las Vegas. Over to you.
During the tear, Mark, during the tear. Hey, diehard time. It is time to become a diehard, and now is a really good time to sign up because, like we always say, this is a year-long membership, right? So fast forward to a year from now, hopefully the Mavs won't have a number 1 pick or even a lottery pick out in Vegas next summer. Hopefully it'll just be a bunch of dudes vying for 2-way deals, but no matter what, over the next year, you're going to have the entirety of the football season, a whole pennant race and a hot stove league for baseball, an entire Mavs season, an entire Stars season, 3 or 4 drafts, a bunch of free agency periods, just all the stuff, all the trade deadlines, the whole thing. And at DLLS Sports, we are bringing you the best coverage of Dallas sports you will find anywhere on the internet, starting with our daily shows here on YouTube. We do 5 daily shows a week covering all 4 teams. We also do a weekly wing show as well. Those will be free on YouTube and always be free on YouTube. But if you want to become a diehard, you can financially support what we're doing here at DLLS and also recoup a whole bunch of bennies yourself, including but not limited to a free shirt of your choice. We got more than 40 shirts to choose from. Do you have the flag one? Oh, Tanner does, including the Cooper Flagg captured shirt, inspired, of course, by the prize of the Summer League, Ryan Nembhard. You also get to join the DLS Diehard Discord Lounge, a great place to hang out online with fellow diehards. We got approaching 2,000, including a couple that are in Vegas right now. I think they're going to come hang out with us here at the Westgate, which is going to be a whole lot of fun. If you're watching the show live from Vegas, come hang out. We're at the Westgate Superbook. Also, you get to read the website, all the written stuff from Tim Cato and Jeff Wilson and Sean Shapiro, Sam Nessler, Clarence Hill, Kevin Gray. We got some more stuff coming soon, hopefully, that we will be able to tell you about very soon as well. You also get a discount on merch, you get a discount on events, you get a discount on all the stuff. There's so many benefits, so many reasons, including your physical diehard card. Kevin, to become a diehard, shout out to each and every one of you who already have, and shout out to each and every one of you who are even considering such a thought.
I'd like to read a Kevin Gray first-person
Bam!
My trip to summer
Boom.
league. My trip to summer league piece.
You should do it.
I'd like to read that.
Don't create extra work for me, Stein.
That's an extra pleasure.
I'm just joking.
It's not work.
Oh, that's what it's called. It's extra pleasure. Got it. Pause. Anyway.
What? Who would say no to that?
You were supposed to let that breathe. And you didn't. But it's fine. It's fine.
I was leaning into the bit. Who would ever say no? I'm good. I'm good. I don't need any extra.
Good call.
I'm content with the amount that I have.
Mark that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
that's what Megan the Stallion says too.
Hey, yo, Cato. Relax, man. Relax. It's a newly minted relationship. Relax.
You don't know that.
That's a good point. Good point. They might have been dating for months and they just now revealed it.
Years.
Can I just ask one more question on a pop culture note?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
If she spells her name T-H-E, why is it not Megan the Stallion? You just keep saying Megan the Stallion. It's not Megan the Stallion? I'm asking a genuine question.
I think a lot of I think
I'm asking a genuine question.
I
Isn't the
it's
second isn't the
I
second
think it is
E
the-
for
yes,
the Megan
yeah.
the?
Yeah.
yeah Megan the Stallion
Yes,
is
that's
is
right.
I believe
I'm
the
right?
correct. No,
You
are.
You ever heard?
Does Twitter say or does
that is
does AI say
phonetically-
I'm right?
You ever heard Savage?
No.
You ever heard of Hot Girl Summer?
Hot Girl Summer is the one. That's one of our most
You ever hear
popular
Big
ones.
Ol' Freak?
It's another
I mean-
very popular song.
Is that another Cooper Flagg?
Are they songs that are played in NBA arenas? Maybe I've heard them.
Probably.
You
yeah.
probably have heard several.
I don't
Megan
know
Thee
if they're
Stallion
playing
songs.
WAP at an NBA arena, but you've probably heard that somewhere along the way too.
Just saying.
Can I run down some of the props?
Yeah, let's
Oh,
take
let's go.
Let's
Absolutely.
broaden. In our last segment today, we're going to broaden the focus because our friends here at the Westgate Superbook have furnished us with over-unders
Can I give
for
you a-
all 30 NBA teams.
Can I
Yeah.
give you a real quick note
Yeah.
from the game as well? Talked to Frank Vogel. My man's excited to be on Jason Kidd's staff.
Oh,
He's
nice.
Very, very excited. So
Nice, good.
a lot. They were all there.
Did you tell him we'd love to have him on the show?
I was trying to do my best.
But before we
I
just
was
real
trying to
quick
do my
before
best.
we get to the over-unders,
People forget
so
about Frank.
today you cornered Frank Vogel,
I did.
Phil Handy,
I did.
Cedric the
Cedric the
Entertainer.
Entertainer.
I did.
Last game, there were other names that I just can't remember them now. But so you cornered, let's say 6 to 10 people connected to the Mavs. Who you spoke to Jason Kidd, I believe. Like
I did.
who of all the people you spoke to, who was the most excited to speak to Kevin Gray, the real host of DLLS Mavs? Who did you get the warmest reaction from?
Vogel was pretty damn excited. Frank Vogel, actually. Like, he was there with his family, too. Had his family there.
You think
so.
he watches the show?
I don't think Vogel's watching the show yet. But do know that several Mavericks folks watch the show.
Well, Frank, if you're out there,
We would love to have Frank.
we
Vogel.
don't
We
have an
love
extra
the
mic
show.
for you right now, but we do in
When we
Dallas.
get back to Dallas.
We'd love to have
Yeah.
Phil Handy on the show.
We
That'll be
will put
personal.
out
Yeah,
invites
we'd
to
love have him.
all of these.
Um,
Cedric the Entertainer might be hard to get the invite.
It might
to.
be.
That was, I'm
Might
saying, that was wild.
We can send him a link.
Like, yeah, for sure.
So we're at the Westgate, and these are as hot off the presses as you can possibly get. So basically, if you've never been to a sports book or a superbook before, they have all the written everything, game lines, futures, props, the whole thing, and they update them every single day. So they always have the opening odds and then the current odds, and the opening odds were made July 12th, 2025, which is the day
That's
that it
like
is
today.
right now. So these are as fresh as they can possibly be. Now, I made marks on a few of these, and I want to run down. These are over/under regular season win totals, and then they also have yes or no to make the playoffs. I'm going to skip the playoffs
Okay.
because in the interest of time, and wins are what really matter. So I'm going to start with the most important one, the Mavs. All right,
Let's guess. Can we?
yeah.
Yeah. Can we do it? Can we? Do we have poll? We don't really have.
We don't not
We
for
have
that.
chat capability.
Yeah.
I want the chat to guess what the Mavs over under is here,
Okay.
and let's read a few and let's see.
Okay.
Let's see how
All right.
many.
So we'll end with the Mavs. How about that? Get your guesses in for the Mavs.
Please let us know what you think the over/under win total is here at the Westgate Superbook for your Mavericks.
So let's start with the East. There's 4 or 5 teams out there that I think are pretty interesting. Of course, there's a big vacuum in the East right now with all these teams going through injuries and Indiana maybe punting on the season. Who knows? Atlanta, one of the most improved teams of the offseason, I feel like we agree. 47.5. It's a lot of wins.
For Atlanta?
Yeah. Feels like a lot of wins. Now, they won 40 last year, and I think they are better.
I think that's Cato's sleeper team in the East. Is that right, Cato? Do I have that right?
I think it's a lot of people's.
Yeah. 47.5. How about Boston?
I think I'm actually comfortable going over on that.
Wow, okay.
Just
Okay.
when you look at the
Oh, I have one right in
wreckage,
front of me.
the flaming husk a entire conference with all the fallen contenders, some
The
which are
least.
still not going to be like.
I think I would also go over, but 47.5, when you see it in black and white, it looks
Yeah, that's
it
a
looks-
lot.
It's a big number.
A little bit of a jump scare there.
It's a
I was
big
like,
number. Boston, right beneath them, last year's champions, 43.5. Life comes at you fast.
That's-
Damn.
Of course, Tatum, Achilles is. I mean,
That's high.
but then they made a lot of trades. Yeah, that feels high. That feels high.
It feels high. They're not going to be a bad team next year. They still
Unclear
got a lot of talent.
the Simon
but-
situation, they could still flip him for a player
Right.
too. You know.
right.
But
But I'd probably go under on that.
a little further down, Chicago Bulls 32.5. I would smash the over. I think.
CHGO Bulls ain't gonna like hearing that
No?
number. No,
I don't think they're
can
trying to have it over 32.
I can already hear. I can already hear a very dismayed Matt Peck. He's not gonna like 32.5.
I was about to say, I don't think Chicago's trying to win more than 32.
He's going to throw his hat, then he's going to throw his next hat, and then he's going to throw his next hat. You guys have seen that clip, surely, right?
Those are my guys. They're not gonna like that.
Two more East teams before we come back west. Milwaukee 43.5. That feels like a layup. That feels like a Giannis jump from the free throw line dunk to me.
Them getting
Over?
Miles Turner is still shocking.
Giannis is on the Bucks on opening day.
Mark, what are you doing? What
I'm
are you
asking
doing?
a question.
Don't
I'm
get
the
me
host.
excited,
What
Mark.
are you
I'm
doing?
the host.
Don't get me excited.
I'm asking a question to our expert panel.
All right, last segment, Tim says the Mavs are going to make a consolidation trade. This segment, Mark is saying Giannis isn't going
No,
to be
Mark
on the
is
Bucks.
asking. The host is asking a question to his expert panel.
I don't know.
Talk
I'm
to
just-
me after August.
I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Orlando, home of God Shamgod, home of Jamal Mosley,
Whoa.
51.5 wins for the
Whoa.
Orlando Magic.
What did they have last year? Well, they didn't
Somewhere
have a lot.
in the
They're
40s.
injury stricken.
They won either 40 or 41 last year.
They're giving
I-
them at least 10 or 11
I
more
like
wins.
them, and I think they got better, and I'd probably go under on that. Like I can see them getting 51 wins. That's still
I
an
could
under.
see them going over. They were so banged up last year.
They
and
really
they
were.
still
Yeah.
finished 500. They added Bane.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Tyus Jones.
I could say I'm
who's a Corellistrator kind of orchestrator.
He is. I'm trigger shy on that, but I wouldn't be surprised. All right, a couple West teams before we do the big reveal for the
Wow,
Mavs.
That's interesting.
Are people chiming in? We're seeing some numbers.
Yeah, I see some 45.5, 45.5, 48.5, 36.5, 37.5, 43, 39. There's a little bit. It's all over the place.
West.
Portland. There's two teams in the West that are very low that I feel like are very low. I want to get y'all's reaction on both. Phoenix, 31.5. Portland, 33.5. Portland won 36 last year, and I think they got better. Both of those feel kind of low to me. I don't know what to make of Phoenix quite yet, but Phoenix 31.5, Portland 33.5 feel low.
Yeah, I'd
Phoenix
go.
going to be starting a rookie at center this year with Malawak from Duke, probably.
Oh, Mark
No,
Williams.
Mark Williams.
Mark Williams. That's
Yeah.
right. I forgot they got
Yeah,
Mark
Phoenix.
Williams.
I mean, the West is brutal, and the Suns' moves have puzzled many, but 31.5 seems rather low.
How does that Jalen Green Devin Booker combo work out? That's what I want to know. Let's just see how that goes.
Inefficiently.
I was about to say it's going to be a lot of
Dude,
lot
the
of jump shooting.
Jazz 18.5. I'm thinking that's high.
It is. It is.
Tanner, where's the Utah bell?
Last one.
You didn't bring the bell? Tanner didn't bring the bell.
We only got 3 minutes. Houston,
sorry.
54.5. That is a big number. They did win 52 last year.
I'm going over.
I'm going over on that.
Wow.
I'm fine with that.
Houston's the second best team in the West to me.
It's just a big number.
It is a
is
big
Big number.
Yeah.
All right, here's the big reveal. Your Dallas Mavericks.
I'm gonna guess 39.5.
Okay. Well, you have the.
I know- I know
I
it.
saw it already.
I have
Yeah.
seen past ones. There
There it is.
Yeah.
The Dallas Mavericks 41.5 is your
Interesting.
over/under, which is higher than a lot of other over/under totals or predictions, of lines, whatever that I've seen on the internet. So our friends at the Westgate, I think they might think the Mavs might be pretty good.
But whoever is setting their lines has been listening to our show all week.
Of
and
course,
So
of course.
actually,
Good point.
yeah,
Good point.
Like
Excellent point.
after being as like they are as informed about the Dallas Mavericks as anybody can be.
Indeed. Now, good news, bad news. 41 does mean that they think, or that the general money is split around believing the Mavs will have a winning record. But in the West, that is good for, my math is really bad, either 9th or 10th. The West is a absolute,
It's a gauntlet, man.
it's like a double marathon. It's like you got to
Yeah.
do a marathon just to get to the start line of the marathon. It's tough. It's
and you're
really,
banking,
really
you're
tough.
banking on the health of obviously Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving going to miss potentially 50, 60 games. Like,
I don't want to be a hater, but 41.5 feels high to me. That feels high to me.
that's oh boy.
I mean, they won 39 games last year after tumult
10th in the West.
and chaos and injuries
nearly having to forfeit
and
games.
a trade that many of us are still not. We still struggle to believe. I mean, so much happened.
But we're happy for Quentin Grimes.
So much happened in the 2024-25 season, and they still won 39 games. They're
Yeah.
going over 41.5.
The Steinlein stamp of approval.
You're not. You're under.
I just am not. I'm not confident how many games I'm going to see from AD plus Kyrie combined this year. I don't know if that number's more than 10. Is that number more than 10?
And that's the thing. That's really the thing.
Okay,
we
10.
Kyrie might play 25 games.
Oh, games of them together.
Yeah, AD
I'm
Kyrie,
sorry.
yeah,
I'm
as a duo,
sorry.
as a duo.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh
Oh, no, no, my
It's
bad,
a
my
much
bad.
I was
easier.
like-
It's a much.
Yeah.
Look, we don't.
That's
I
on
mean,
me.
you bring up a very good point. I'm being.
You
I'm
said
being,
Ryan Nembhard
I'm
was going
being-
to start 50 games
I'm
a few
being
shows
too-
ago,
I'm
so
being
I'm
too
just still
flippant
scarred
about
by
this.
the.
I mean,
because
over the last 6
we have
years,
no idea. Is Anthony Davis going to be ready for training camp? We know very
Yeah.
little about this surgery
this
he
eye
just
injury
had.
he had. Yeah.
So, I mean,
And over the last 6 years, he's on average missed 24 games. Anthony Davis is on average over the last 6 years, even when he had the 76-game year that he played in the 22,
24?
23.
Is it that?
Okay,
I,
I'm
I
under.
would swear
I'm
it's
under.
even more than that.
I'm reversing field.
I trust you.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 I'm reversing field.
Yeah. On average,
I
it's
need
been
more.
24
I need more
games over the
injury
last
news and
6
data
years, yeah.
and fact before I can register a true prognostication here.
By the way, the yes, no to make the playoffs for the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, right now is even. No to make the playoffs is at -120.
and I believe that is not like play in. I think it's like the
actual
final 8.
playoffs.
Yeah, I believe it's the final 8.
Yeah, and again, I view these odds as less. Like, you might as well put when will Kyrie Irving come back?
Yeah,
That's what they are. That's everything about next season in the Dallas Mavericks. So much of it is about when does Kyrie Irving get back? Because that's even the vision they have for the team. It's not going to materialize until that happens.
Guys, look, I have to say this is our last live show of the week, but we have had a tremendous run here
Oh yeah.
at the Westgate Vegas. We knew it was going to be great, but like as Summer League was approaching, we were all wondering, like, are we going to be able to figure this out? Are we able to get out here? Are we going to be able to have a home? The Westgate Vegas has treated us fantastically. The Superbook has been super. We are hoping to tape some stuff before I'm staying a couple of days extra. I know you guys are all headed home Sunday to be in place for Monday show back at the studio, but we hopefully have another surprise or two up our sleeve before we actually before the four of us go our separate ways here. But this has been awesome. I hope I did Super Kev justice in the host chair today.
Shout out to you, Mark Stein.
Since he actually he exceeded my output in the I would not have gone, I would not have cornered every single Mavs coaching staff member.
They would
like
have
he
ran
did.
away from you.
Yeah, probably. So
They would have
he-
ran to you.
He did much better in the reporting field than I did. But guys, this has been great, man. I hope we have started a tradition.
It's been awesome. It's been awesome.
We
Shout
might
out to the Westgate. This place is incredible.
We might see you back out here in
incredible.
October.
I mean, that would
Yeah.
be great.
We
Oh,
might
yeah?
see you back
Let's
out
put
here in
and
October.
we should we'll have to answer these questions Monday, but in the chat, let us know if you would like to see us here again in October for that Mavs Lakers preseason game. I hope the answer in the chat room is yes. I'm gonna go out on a limb.
I
and
hope
say it
no
will
one would
be.
say no. They'll just be so rude.
Yeah, that would be kind of messed up, to be honest with you.
Unless it's like, no, I don't want y'all to be there because I just want you to be in Dallas so bad. Like, I just want to hang out with you guys all the time.
Which understandable.
Yeah.
Which understandable.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Good week. We're happy.
You might need to do the dismount.
I was about to say I was waiting on him to do it. I was like, he gonna do it or he's not gonna do it?
I got no dismount instructions. So except for your favorite guys covering your favorite team.
At the beginning of the show.
Yes, I think I did the beginning of the show correctly, didn't I? Tanner? Now that was the least convincing yes he ever gave me. Wow, that hurt.
Yeah, you were great.
Kevin, please finish the show because now I'm wounded. My confidence
fine.
is shattered.
No, not at all. We appreciate the Westgate Superbook for allowing us to have the official hotel of the DLLS Mavs podcast be right here in Las Vegas at Westgate Superbook. Visit westgateresorts.com for your legendary Vegas fun when it comes to the Westgate Superbook. We appreciate all of you for hanging out with us all week long here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Thank you to all the guests that we had all week long as well. Shout out to Kirk Henderson of Mavs Moneyball, Mike Curtis of the Dallas Morning News, also Tim McMahon of ESPN for joining us as well. We have had a tremendous time here.
Ryan Nembhard of the Dallas Mavericks.
And not to forget to mention Ryan Nembhard of the Dallas Mavericks.
Tanner Rotman of DLLS Sports.
I told you Tanner was going to be the real MVP of this trip, and he has been the real MVP of this trip. So shout out to our guy Tanner, making us look good, sound good, as always. Tanner, shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for everything you did for us this week. That is our Mavericks beat writer, Tim Cato. That is our National NBA Insider and DLLS Mavs host today.
Pretend host.
Mark Stein. That is the Corellustrator himself, Bobby Corella. I am Kevin Gray. We are DLLS Mavs. We'll talk to you on Monday, boys and girls, at 12 p.m. right here on DLLS Sports. Y'all be good and enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.